The first question is, how can you be the perfect balance of sexy and cute? Comes naturally, so hashtag humble brag. That was obviously from my husband as well, or my boyfriend. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I don't know what that was, why I was puffing out my chest. I was actually just trying to stretch, guys, because you're supposed to stretch every morning and I don't, and especially my arms have been feeling a bit sore lately from all the knitting I've been doing. I make videos for my small business, Friday Knits. I do like knitting guides for my patterns, but also I do a whole lot of other different sort of video type of things. So welcome to another knitting podcast. I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. The only reason I really haven't is because I haven't really had a lot of finished objects or too many works in progress to show you. I've been mostly designing, so I just I'm making my own things and then I make my own separate videos for those. I don't want to repeat myself by showing you the same things in a podcast. Yeah, so I thought about maybe making this space, this knitting podcast space, somewhere I can sort of sit and knit and sort of talk about different things. I've seen a lot of videos popping up online about why I quit my 9-to-5 job, blah, 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 all that stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have thoughts about that. Maybe I can sit and knit and chat and it can be this a gossip thing. I don't know. There's no one else will listen, so maybe people of the internet will listen. And if you don't like it, you can just click away. Please don't click away. And also I'm trying to think of a name for this podcast as well. I did float the boat of with a friend of mine about calling this knitting with my bitch. The only thing I can think of is that it wouldn't really rank in search well, but maybe I can put it in just my thumbnail and not really my title. Also, Ash, who is my bitch, is rarely here. She does not like hanging out with me to sit and chill. She just won't hang out. It's like in real life when people just sniff my butt and then ignore me. Anyway, so today I'm wearing, you guys would have seen this video already. This is my marshmallow twist cardigan. I do have an individual video on that as well. You guys can go check that out. So this is made from hobby yarn. It is the Davina yarn. I added embroidery to this one, to the plain one, because I thought it'd be really nice. And then I stopped because I realized just how shit my embroidery is, but I have seen others where they do it on the cable in a design where it's ooh, ooh. I'm not talented enough for that yet. So this is it's so soft, it's so cute, and it's so nice. It's perfect for spring. I made this one longer. You can make it shorter as well. It's completely customizable within the pattern. With this I also added these really cute little sunflower buttons to it. Yeah, I can only button up these two buttons down here, this bottom one and this top one, because I don't know if you can see, I added a buttonhole. I made my buttonholes wrong. I did one all the way up here for some reason. What I actually wanted to do was keep it on the lower half of my piece, and so I've got to just add another buttonhole here, and then I'll probably just seam that one up so that it's not so obvious, I guess. Yeah, so it has a nice deep V, and then you have the bottom here. The pattern I currently have in testing is this one here. If you guys have been on my Instagram, you would have seen it already. It's this crop. I call it the daisy chain crop. Obviously it's a daisy chain. It reminds me of when I was younger, I used to make those daisy chains out of daisies, and then you'd wear them as a little crown or a necklace thing. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that. The crop itself is inspired by the 90s as well. Yeah, this was the very first one I made, the very first sample I made. I didn't weave in any of the ends as usual. I just did it one color because I was testing it, and this one has no shaping on it. I didn't put any shaping. You can see it's straight up and down. When I tried it on, I liked it. It was nice to see this come into fruition. I didn't like that it just sort of sat here at the hips out a bit, and so I shaped it in a little more, which is what you get with this one. And then I turned it also into a dress. The pattern itself will have options to make it a crop or a dress, so it's a 2-in-1 pattern, and it's completely customizable as well within the pattern. This one I made in this beautiful yellow, and all of these yarns as well are from We Are Knitters, the cotton yarn. It's an Aran weight yarn. On the website it says sport to DK weight, but I think it's more worsted Aran weight. This one has the shaping as well. It comes in at the hips and then it comes out again, so it fits your butt, especially if you have a nice booty. which I don't. I brought this up in my last podcast where I'd finished it and I was just waiting for a zip. It's been like 2-3 months. I'm still waiting for a zip and I haven't been able to wear it. I'm so tempted just to wear it as it is because I want to wear it out. I'm just gonna show you again. That's done. It's actually really hard to get like the right zip for this, so that's why. And on that note, I am still working on the husband's version of it. Last time I showed you, it was like not done at all. It is still not done at all. I have been working on like a whole lot of my own stuff and you can see how dusty it is because it's just been sitting there a little bit. And all like the Ashes fur is on it and stuff. I think that's what makes it unique. I have to unravel it because I messed up on the sleeves a bit. This is what I'm going to do today while I answer your questions. So I asked on Instagram if you had any questions and some of you did, so I'm going to answer them here in this video because I think it's so hard sometimes to do in stories to write out things, and I think it's just easier just to say and like show you. I feel like I'm doing this senior thing where I'm using like both hands to use my phone here. How'd you get into knitting? I remember when I was young, I was going through my mum's stuff and I was like rifling through her stuff because I was just a curious kid, I'm gonna say. Definitely a bit of a menace. And I found a pair of knitting needles. It was like a pair of 3.75mm knitting needles and it was like what kind was it? It was a aluminium kind. Yeah, I found it and I was just like, alright, I'm gonna start doing this. And I think I was always into crafts when I was younger. Like I always just enjoyed crafts. And so yeah, when I hadn't even thought of knitting, I was just like, well, I guess I'll try this one now. Mind you, this is before like YouTube or anything like that. Like the YouTube did not exist, so you had to learn from books. So we went to the library, me and my friend, and we went and we found some books to learn to knit, but she already knew how to sort of knit as well, so she was showing me. And because knitting wasn't cool back then, it was like kids saw us running around with our knitting needles and yarn and they were like, why are you holding that, grandma, blah blah blah. Today I don't think it's like as I think it's considered cool, like it's like hip and retro and all that stuff, but back then when I was like trying to learn, it was like, what are you trying to do? And so I had really low self-esteem, so I would just be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. I picked it up again on and off for like the past 20 years or so. I've just been like knitting on and off. I think I've learned so much more in the past year since I've started designing than I have in like the how many years working it on and off just for fun sort of thing. Can we get sushi after lockdown? Yes, we can. You organize it and you find a spot and I will just turn up and eat. Next one is, what do you do for fun other than knitting? I just knit a lot. I actually really enjoy trying to learn other crafts. When on the weekend, I think I did air dry clay pottery stuff for the first time and it was actually really fun. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, it was actually really fun. It looks so crap. I'll put a photo here for you guys to see, but it was supposed to be like a pot. Maybe it could like hold pot. I don't know. I've never smoked pot. I like playing games as well. That's actually one of my other hobbies. I really enjoy playing games. The games I play are mostly PC, not Xbox or what's the other one? PlayStation. Like back in the day, the first ever game I played was like Halo, which was like Halo multiplayer. It was just the best. I was so shit at it, but I seriously spent like my year 12 playing Halo instead of actually studying, which is why I didn't get into like any university. But I also enjoy playing a game called League of Legends as well. Pretty toxic community, so I don't play it that often anymore. I enjoy games where you just go in and you kill. Like it's literally just like go in and kill people. I'm just all like, I'm not about the games with the storylines and the campaigns and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely like one of those people that just likes to go in and just shoot and kill. Like that's sort of what I enjoy. I've played like COD as well, like a little bit of COD. I'm not that great at it, to be honest, even though I tell everyone else they're shit. I'm probably pretty meh. But the game I play the most is League of Legends, and also a game called Risk of Rain. You go around, you just kill monsters and you get achievements and you unlock chests and stuff, and it's kind of fun. It's one of those never ending games. It just never ends. It just gets harder and harder and harder and harder. I've been roller skating for a year, but I am not good at it at all. I still don't know how to like stop or slow down, and I'm really anxious about turning. You're meant to like lean, but I'm scared. Also, yeah, I do it like once a month or something, so that's why. And you're probably supposed to practice every day and I haven't been, so yeah, there's that. So another question I got very similar to each other was like, where do you get inspiration for your designs? Honestly, from anywhere, like anywhere. For example, for this cardigan here, I saw all of these other cardigans online, like there's this really popular one by Kendall Jenner, not by Kendall Jenner, but she wears it. It's just seeing that and sort of going like, I really love this, but I wish it was like this. And so that's sort of where the inspiration comes from. It's just like I see something that I like, but it has like an element that I don't really love, so I just change it and then that's a new design. If you guys watch my video on how to like knitting a sweater vest, in that video I go through my design inspiration for working up that pattern, and it's like a combination of two different designs. Some people can look at buildings and get inspiration from buildings and stuff and be like, it's this element of this building and I put it in like this dress or whatever it is, and I don't know how to do that personally. I'm one of those people that likes to sort of go online window shopping and look at like what's trending at the moment, what's in. From there I can see things and then think of how I can make them as a knitting pattern. I feel like I could make a whole sort of series on designing and inspiration. Like when I started designing, I couldn't really find too much about this sort of stuff, so I don't know if like that'd be interesting for you guys. If you're interested in that, let me know, because I feel like it would be helpful to people who are really nervous about starting design or feeling a bit imposter syndrome, which is what I have all the time, so don't worry. So I get my inspiration from anywhere really. Like right now I'm really into 70s sort of retro designs. I can't believe the 90s are like considered retro because I grew up in the 90s. Yeah. So favorite yarns to work with, I don't think it's a secret that I work with a lot of wool in the gang and We Are Knitters yarns. At the moment I'm really loving cotton yarns. Their Pima cottons are so beautiful and soft. I think everyone loves like soft yarns. The one I love the most though is baby alpaca, which is what this is, because it's so perfect for like lightweight stuff. Like knits can get really heavy. For example, this can get really heavy. This is merino wool. This is also from We Are Knitters. It's their Merry wool. That's a bit weighty, which I think is fine in like winter when it's really cold and it's like nice to have something on. You know, there's like heavy coats you wear and it's like so heavy and it hurts your shoulders. I don't know, maybe it's just me, like my shoulders start hurting, like I feel very tense, like ugh. I prefer lightweight yarn, so it's like super warm. Also that means you don't like have something too heavy on as well. So yeah, baby alpaca is my favorite, but I do love merino wool as well because it's so versatile and it's springy and it will like bounce back. Cotton doesn't really bounce back, so yeah, you have to really be really careful with cotton. But I also do love the really chunky Peruvian wool yarns or merino wool yarns as well, because they're so quick to knit up and they're really fun. Those are really cozy as well, and those aren't always really heavy. Next question. When was the first time you created your own pattern and what did you do? I think my first pattern that I wrote was a hat pattern. It was probably about a year ago now. It was my Claire beanie. Yeah, I never intended to turn that into a pattern. I only wanted to work that just for myself because it was a design I really liked, and then I just thought, well, I'll write it out and maybe put it out there and see if people like it. That was my first sort of pattern that I wrote, and then after that I made my mono cardigan. I remembered wanting like to make a beautiful sort of like vintage, I think that maybe that's like more yarn. I'm just gonna find out. Oh no, I spilled coffee. I'll show you guys at the end of the video what this is. I don't remember what I said before. In terms of like creating your own pattern, use your own measurements and then just start knitting something out, but write down everything you do. If you've read other patterns as well, you can sort of get an idea of like how to write your own pattern from there. That's sort of what I did, is I would look at other patterns that I had knit before, and then I incorporated elements into my own pattern, things that I liked, like that made sense to me, that I was like, oh, that's really cool that they included that, and it really helped me in terms of knitting, in terms of like understanding the pattern better or understanding how something worked, or a technique. Like I'm still learning to write patterns well. Like I've only started including schematics within my patterns lately, which is something that like probably should be included in your pattern. Like that's why I have my videos as well, so that you can see visually how something's constructed, because I know that's helped me before. Literally just write down everything you do. A lot of people in the knitting community, if they've knit enough, they'll understand basically what you're trying to say half the time, and that's what testers are for. Testers are amazing. They are worth their weight in gold. And also a tech editor. I am so lucky with my tech editor. She is so good. I think we work so well together. I don't know if she thinks the same about me. I think I've said this before, but I hand her like a pile of crap and then she fixes it. She fixes like a lot of the, what is it, the English, like the consistencies in the pattern. In one part I'll write like knit, and then the next part I'll write just the abbreviation, and just like those little things. How many projects do you typically finish in a year? Great question, no idea. I've never consistently knit in a year. I don't know. I will count at the end of this year. I'll probably do a video on it as well, of just like everything I've knit this year, and show you guys. And they'll probably come with like some arthritis probably. Looking now, I'm like, oh, I've actually knit quite a bit, just like having a look at my stuff. Cannot say. I'd say like 10, 50, I don't know actually. Is that a lot? I don't know. Do you have tips for someone who is a bit insecure about starting her first top-down sweater? Yes, just do it. If it's like designing a top-down sweater, just like find other patterns that work top-down and sort of understand the construction of it, understand how it works, like how you get from here to here. Find something that you love, because then you will work really hard to finish it. Like I had, with my first design, there were so many problems. I think I worked about 5 or 6 different variations of it to get the perfect design for it. But because I wanted to do it so much, I worked at it. I wanted it to be a top-down design as well. That was like just non-negotiable for me, because I prefer top-down. You can just try it on, it's easy to customize, all of that stuff. Because I wanted it so much, I think that's the big thing, is like it's really easy to sort of lose the love of what you're knitting as you're knitting it. Like you can get bored easy, or it becomes too hard that you're just like, oh, this should be relaxing, and it's not. It's just to find something that you want to do, because then you'll learn, like you'll go and learn the techniques in order to get the result that you want. It'll be so much more satisfying at the end to get that, and then you've done all the hard work for it. Like you've sort of jumped in the deep end of it, that everything else will seem really easy. Like there's always a solution to it. That's sort of how I approach a lot of things, is just to go in and do it. Because of that as well, I have frogged so many things. Like, guys, there has not been one project that I have not frogged at all. Not one design I have not frogged. Yeah, seriously, just do it. Go in and do it. Like jump in full force. What is your favorite pattern that you've designed? I actually really do love this pattern that I've designed, because it was a new way of working for me. The construction of it is so different. This is worked like from the back here up and around, which is a new way of designing for me, and it was really fun and interesting to sort of learn that and figure that out. And I feel like you can wear this so many different ways. No, you can wear it so many different ways. Marketing. I just think I like things that are a good base, and then they can be used to do your own thing on them. On that as well, no one asked, but my least favorite pattern I've designed is the boxy cardigan. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before, but the boxy cardigan was like a pattern I started designing last November. I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, this is also great for covering your sneezes. I originally had it as like a double collar, and then the button band was like a double knit, because I wanted to have this like full double knit thing going for it. And it was so difficult. It was like hard. It was my first time doing double knit, which goes back to that question about like, how do you just start doing something? Just do it. Like just teach yourself and do it. Age when you started knitting. I think I said it was when I was 13. So when I was a teenager, and all the kids laughed at me and they were like, "Why are you a grandma?" Now it's cool. Advice for people looking to improve their knitting. I would say just keep knitting, just keep knitting. That's terrible. Honestly, work on patterns that are outside your comfort zone. Work on things that are constructed differently to what you usually are used to. Like for me, I personally still don't ever want to make a sweater where it's all separate and then you seam it together. Like, I'm not interested in that at all, but I should, because you always learn something from knitting. Like each new design, each new pattern you knit, you learn something new. Yeah, learn different techniques of knitting. Seriously, in the past like 2 years, I only realized there was different ways to knit. Like when I'd go on YouTube, I'd be like, why are they holding the yarn in their, what's this, left hand and like knitting with their, I was like, what is this? And then that's when I learned there was the difference between working English style and continental style. Honestly, go for patterns that you want to make, and then you'll want to learn those techniques from it, and you'll want to keep learning. Like for example, if you want to work cables, this is a great sort of a beginner cable pattern to make if you're doing it one color. 2 colors, it's a bit harder. 1 color, it is like really simple. If you're really like, it's like with anything, if you're willing to learn, you will learn. Like you will put in the effort to figure out how to do something. Because I wanted to design something, or I really wanted to have an element in my design that worked like this, I made the effort to learn it. Like I will be up to 3 AM looking up techniques, going on like forums, trying to find like techniques that work. Yeah, I hope that helped. I don't know if that helped. What are your favorite colors to wear? At the moment, I'm loving pastels, or I'm loving anything colorful because I'm in like a retro sort of feeling mood. I do like neutrals as well. I think gray looks good on me. I owned a lot of grey for a while, then I got rid of it all. Yeah, I like any colour really. I really want to make something in like a lime green. I used to be like, ugh, lime green, no thank you. But now that it's like kind of in and hip and retro, I like it. And I'm seeing it on like other people, like on YouTube, they're wearing it. I'm like, okay, they're pulling it off. Can I pull it off? Because again, I am so easily influenced by like things I see online. So that's why I'm just like, oh. Okay, I haven't really gotten far with this frogging either. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That was really really cool. Yeah, like I said before, I'd love to do more videos on like designing and stuff, and like trying to show you guys how to get started designing. And especially, yeah, when I started, it was just so difficult to find anything. In terms of like grading and stuff, I think that's a question a lot of people ask, is like how to grade your patterns, and I'm not confident enough to like teach that, but like I think it'd be interesting to sort of like get an idea of it. Alright, the most important part is this. I'm gonna open this up for you guys. Any kids watching, don't open it like I am either, it's very dangerous. Obviously it's from We Are Knitters. This is actually gifted from We Are Knitters. I'm not obligated to make a video or anything on it, just to like share my thoughts on it. So they reached out and asked me if I was interested in trying one of their kits, and I was like, yes, 1,000 times yes. I was like happier than when I got my marriage proposal. The kit I chose is this poncho kit. I was looking at all their sweaters and all their like cardigans and stuff, and I wasn't really interested in it because it's coming into spring and summer here. I really wanted to like get something that was sort of like has vibes. It has like those festival vibes, even though I've never been to a festival. And it's got like a cute little fringe thing going on. I think this only comes in one size as well, so I'm gonna have to adjust it. I think it comes in like quite a big size, so I'm gonna adjust it down a little bit. So let's see what's in the kit here. We've got the needles, the 5mm knitting needles in here, which is really cute. I probably won't use these really because I don't like using straight needles. There's the pattern in here. Oh, I'll show you guys. That's the pattern and other cute stuff. I love cute stuff. Oh, a little tag, so cute. Yes, I've been needing more like needles and stuff. Oh, and stickers. Are these stickers? I love stickers. I'm gonna stick this somewhere. And these are the 2 yarn choices I chose. Just the regular white, natural, and this one is cinnamon, copper. This one is copper. It's like a lovely orangey color. I feel like I've already got this color, and like maybe I've shown you guys in another video. That is a really cute package. I'm really looking forward to making this. I think I might do like a separate video on this, either like sitting and chatting or just like a really chill one. I don't really know. I don't know. You guys let me know down below what you prefer to see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is everything here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video like was informative, and I hope it helped you guys. So yeah, I will see you guys next time in my next video. Thanks.